William Ruto.
Even if he doesn't give you anything?
I don't need anything from William Ruto. One, I'm priceless myself. We don't go to William Ruto to look for money. If we wanted money, we go to Uhuru Kenyatta. That's the man who has money, both his and for the state. If money was a motivating factor, all of us would be Uhuru Kenyatta. This is a man with serious money, him and his family. And he also controls the state money. That's where it would be. Money is not why we are with William Ruto. By the way, working for William Ruto is a very taxing exercise in terms of money.
Well, karibu sana, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I want to welcome you, even as we delve deeper into today's interesting aspect that I want to discuss with you for the next few minutes, and then we call it a time. Thank you so much for always tuning in, and stay with me for this analysis because it is very interesting. Now, you see, if you look at Rigathi Gachagua right now, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that there is something that Riggy is sensing might happen. And that is the reason why he is now coming out to ask Mount Kenya community to remember one thing, and that is political unity, the unity of purpose in the political arena. I want you to listen to this 1 minute clip where Riggy pleaded with the ground to make sure that they never forget one thing, and that is the unity of the gamer community. He even went ahead and gave them the historical background, the short history in how the unity of Mount Kenya has enabled them to be very much significant in the government. Take a moment, and I also want you to give attention to how he's mentioning the leaders, because there are leaders we did not expect him to mention easily like this, because if you look at when they were campaigning and even the moment they came to power, he did not hold them on a high esteem level to know that they will be very much significant going forward. So take 1 minute and listen to this, and then definitely we'll continue, because I want to tell you some 3 aspects from this, and we call it a time.
Honorable Mwangi Kijore, you know how this region has suffered when we were divided. In the year 1992, you can remember, one group, Nyeri, Laikipia, Nyandarua, parts of Nakuru, Kirinyaga, Meru, and Embu, Tharaka Nithi, we went with President Mwai Kibaki. Another group of Murang'a, Kiambu, part of Nairobi went with Kenneth Matiba, and we were out in the opposition. The same happened in 1997. But from 2002, this region learned its lessons and decided to be speaking in one voice so that they can remain in government at all times. And since this region found the formula of being in government and being relevant, we have remained in government to date. In 2002, 2007, 2013, 2017, 2022, we behaved in a clever manner by casting our vote as a region in total. And that is what has given us an opportunity to either lead government or to be part of government. And that is what we want to continue. And we must make sure that this region remains in government forever, in eternity.
Now, if you listen to that, you know, I will pose to you a question, because I know you do follow politics and you know how the landscape has been unfolding in the events that we are seeing. Why do you think Riggy is now coming out at a time like this to call for the unity of purpose? And why is he appearing to be somebody who has actually sensed danger ahead? What is it that is happening in the gamer community? What would you say? Maybe you can actually tell me what you think in the comment section, and then we actually continue the discussion. But for this one, I want to give you my thoughts, and I want to tell you what I see is going to happen in the near future. Number one, you know, we are questioning Rigath's aspect of him asking the Mount Kenya community to remember the unity of purpose. Why is he doing that as at now? In fact, if you go back to the time of 2017-2022's campaign mode, what was the main intention of Rigathi? The main intention of Rigathi was to cause a rift between Uhuru Kenyatta supporters in the mountain and Ruto supporters in the mountain, such that he gains advantage when they come to power he triumphed over any influence that Uhuru Kenyatta was having. So in that sense, if you are to talk about somebody who created a rift in Mount Kenya community, then you'll be talking of Rigathi Gachagua, because he's the one who organized with William Ruto to have the way and the inroads. And who did they actually fight? Their own. They fought Uhuru Kenyatta through thick and thin. They actually created a demarcation. If you are supporting Uhuru Kenyatta, you are going home. You are not part of us. You are not sailing with us. If you are supporting William Ruto, you are for the change. Now, when the cows are coming home in the evening, the reality has dawned on him. And so if somebody is supposed to tell Rigiji the truth, he's supposed to be told that, you can't eat your cake and have it at the same time. You can never do that. The same cake that he was eating, he wants to have it right now in the name of unity of purpose. It can't actually work that way. So there is something that he has sensed. And that is leading me to answering the question, why is he mentioning some of the serious names that we were not expecting? For instance, in this case, he's mentioning Mwangi Kiunjuri, is bringing on board leaders that we were thinking that would not be very much significant in the subsequent political activities, especially in the gamer community. Because if you look at how Mwangi Kiunjuri used to play the politics with Ruto and Rigiji, he was a man who was sleeping with one eye open and the other one closed. Most of the times you are really hearing him trying to maybe put one foot on Ruto's side, Rigiji's side, and the other foot on, just balancing, hanging on a cliff. We did not know exactly where it will definitely fall. And that is the reason why he would sometimes distance himself with the opinion that he thought was supposed to be for the best of Mount Kenya, yet he was not seeing them being represented, even in Ruto's camp. So when he's coming out on board to involve such kind of, leaders, he tell you something. Mambo yamefika core. Things have really been cooked to the extent that he is seeing a very, very clear signal of betrayal in the end. And this betrayal is going to come out based on the fact that they put all their eggs in one basket. This basket is William Ruto's basket. William Ruto brought them the basket, and then wakaweka mayai yapo, everything. So it is a lesson that he's learning right now, and is turning out to be very careful with the next step that he's supposed to make, especially when you talk of the political landscape. In politics, they say betrayal is a constant. And betrayal is a constant based on how these factions can change their traits to the tune that we'll be coming back to say there are no permanent friends and no permanent enemies in politics. If William Ruto is going to betray the Gama community, he's going to betray them. And if they don't take keen care, caution right now, they're going to be left in the cold. And so that is the reason why Rigiji was coming out and saying that, please, our people, let's remember where we have come from. Let's remember how we have been in the government. Let's remember how we have sided. If we mess right now, if this man betrays us and we don't have a unity of purpose which can drive us to have one voice in 2027, then definitely we are going to be thrown into the waters with our clothes. He's remembering that, ever since 1992, the unity of purpose has ensured that they are in government. Even before that, of course, in a chronological manner, it has been that way. Gema community is either being instrumental in the formation of the government, or they are in the government, or both, okay? So it is something that he's remembering and really digging deeper into him, and is seeing a future that if betrayal is going to come on board, this is the time to form the unity of purpose. This is the time to ensure that the Gema community is well resonating with one another at the end of the day. But in the event that he fails to harness this unity that he is looking for, it will be because of him. You can't eat your cake and have it at the same time. It's going to be very difficult for him to ensure it happens. Otherwise, right now, even the grassroots leaders cannot contextualize whatever he's saying. They do not have a leeway of saying and bragging about Rigiji coming on board to stand for something of a course of action that they can pursue as the Gemo community. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think things are very critical right now, especially when we talk of how Rigiji is seeing the future going to happen to him and the political future that he has tried